Hi, my love. So I'm gonna do a quick reading on what happened to missing victim Angelo Plaza. He's a 2-year-old boy that went missing, I believe, in Tobago, and that's a Caribbean country. Yeah, I felt drawn to his image when I saw him. I think it was on uh, some social media platform, and I said I would, just pull some cards to see what happened and see if I can possibly predict or give you all a fair idea based on the cards of what transpired. I do not know this victim in any way. I've never seen him before now. And I just want to kind of predict what's going to happen next and what happened to this child. I mean, these cards are rather interesting, and I'll dive into these. So when I pulled my mini cards to give me hints and clues of what transpired, the first two cards that fell out was a but and a no entry sign. So I would not be surprised if, I mean, you guys could put the information together. I would not be surprised if there was some sort of inappropriate entry or touching that happened with this child um, at some point. When I shuffled, the two house cards came out, and the first card that fell out was a blue house, then a red house. So I want to believe that when the child was transported from one house to another was when, you know, he was interfered with, something along those lines. Um, and I want to believe that his body was also moved from the original spot where the no touching thing happened with him, right? There are two people that are aware of what happened, a feminine and a masculine. I don't know which two of his family members are aware of what transpired, but there are two. Um, I want to believe close relatives that are aware, and I say close relatives because this heart came out, and this heart symbolizes true love and care. So I want to believe that two people in his family knows what happened. I don't know which two, but a masculine and a feminine knows what happened. Um, the person that is responsible for his death is someone that is emotionally unstable because, as you can see, there are many faces here. I asked certain questions and these cards fell out. I want to believe that he is no longer with us, and I will tell you guys why I make that assumption. Again, I'm just speculating. There is no hardcore evidence to prove, but I do believe this child is no longer with us. I say that because the Four of Swords came out and it's a person laying on their back. There are swords above the body, and there is also this moon card that came out in reverse. So we are going to get clarity on what happened. The truth is going to come to light. Any illusions surrounding the death of this child, we are going to find out, and we will possibly even find out where his body is, okay? Because when I look at this image, if you look carefully, it's a moon, it's nighttime, and there's a valley, there's water, there's a scorpion, there's a cat here. So his body was probably, I want to believe, dumped close to water or near a body of water. And I say that because waves came out here. There's waves here in the cards. There's a gate. Maybe there's a gate to this place where his body is. Yeah, I don't think this child is no longer here. Sadly, my condolences to the family. If you believe in readings, I genuinely believe his soul is no longer with us. Also, when I started tapping into his energy, I saw a left eye. I saw an image of a left eye that is like completely busted, and the left side of his mouth was also really badly busted. So yeah, I think he was probably beaten as well, or like there's something here about his face or the damage to the left side. I think the left side of your body is tied to feminine energy, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Let me put this on pause. Yeah, so I would not be surprised if it's a um yeah, emotionally unstable individual that is not quite right in their expression of love, care, that took this child's life. And I also say that because when I asked who's responsible for the unaliving of this child, the Ten of Swords came out, as well as the Seven of Swords, which indicates lies, deception, manipulation, hiding of evidence. I wouldn't be surprised if a feminine figure would have hidden evidence, because you see this woman here, she's clutching to swords, and looks like she's in an alleyway, a dark road. Yeah. I don't want to say that it's I don't want to say the obvious, but I believe a feminine figure is fully aware of where some of the evidence is. Um, and I'm so sorry that I even have to channel these messages. I'm really shaken up by this entire reading, honestly, because I was under the impression that this child would still be alive, but apparently he's no longer with us. The person responsible for it is in isolation. They are hiding. They are not coming out to say anything at all, actually. And in fact, I think the person that knows what happened to this child, or is responsible for this child's death or hiding of evidence, is actually lying, very much lying, trying to deceive their way out of the situation. This is a Queen of Wands that also came out. Yeah, I think that a feminine is fully aware of what happened to this child. I'm sorry to say. I'm also seeing, if you look at this image, there is a masculine here, and he's over a bunch of rubble, and in the background you see a city, but there's rubble at his feet, and he's shining a light, and it's basically nighttime. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a masculine that also helped dispose of this child's body. If you look here, you see this person is on the ground. It's yeah, it's sad. It's, if you look at the imagery, an angel, I think, is helping in this process. This angel came out, temperance. We just need to practice patience when it comes to finding out the information that is surrounding this child's death. But I think Angelo Plaza is no longer here. I think he was his little body was invaded, all right, based on this sign. It could have happened at a home, okay, a residence, a house. Maybe if investigations are done at this house, maybe where he spends a lot of time, they would find evidence, they would recover things that are linked to what happened to him. And I think that the person that did this could have been 32 years old. I just intuitively wanted to flip that over, and 32 came out. It could have been a feminine. I keep getting feminine energy. I don't know why. Like, I think if it's not a masculine in his toxic feminine energy, it could be a feminine that really did take this child's life. There are so many women here, but a masculine and feminine knew exactly what transpired. And that is my take on this entire thing. His body would be found. I think there's a lot of truth that would come to light with respect to his death. I'm seeing the sand here in this cylinder. Why did I say cylinder? There's a crow watching. Cylinder. Maybe a cylinder could be of significance. Something about a cylinder object, circular object. So that's my take on the Angelo Plaza case. I think he is dead. A masculine and feminine knows what happened to him. They're lying. Two people that loved him or claim to love him or is in his family that knows exactly what happened, and his body is it has been disposed of, close to a body of water, um, or somewhere with a stream with a lot of rubble and garbage. Because if you look at this image, the guy is practically standing on garbage. So they would find and retrieve his body at some point, and there's an angel guiding this entire process. So he would be found, but unfortunately, I do not think he is going to be found alive. And there is much more to the story. I hope that they find him in time to do a proper autopsy to show his cause of death and what happened to his body. Alright, if you like, don't forget to subscribe. If you don't like, feel free to visit another channel. Bye.